I'm running a test of Riverside right now. I want to double check and make sure that the video that I'm broadcasting here on YouTube is actually going through. Number one. Number two, I want to see after the test if the video stays up, because the last time I tested this, the video ended up getting removed. YouTube says by the uploader, which I believe is the system, because I definitely didn't go in and remove it. Okay, so we're running a test. And while I do this test, I'll talk just for a few minutes about my experience at VidSummit. I'm going to do a more formal review a little bit later, but I will do that. If someone happens to pop up here watching live, feel free to go ahead and send me a chat note. That way I'll know that you're here and I'll know that the live stream chat is working. Okay. All right. I'm pulling up live chat. I'm going to test the message everyone system. So I'm running a test. Hope you're having a great Sunday, is what I'm going to pop into YouTube. And we'll see if that shows up. Okay. All right. Show on stream. There we go. Okay. All right. The next thing I will do as far as this test is we'll see if these links are working. So we'll put this little banner up. And literally, I'm trying to do maybe about a 5-minute test or so. I think I see a person that is here live. So, good morning. Just running a test on Riverside. I want to make sure that this video actually stays up at least for a few minutes before I delete it. Because later today, I'm actually going to do a live stream where I talk a little bit about my VidSummit experience and I'll share some thoughts about themes that I saw that kept repeating themselves over and over again. So, good morning. Feel free to leave a chat message if you want to say hi. There you are. What's up? Clinton. Clinton Cohen the third. Love it. Okay. So I got your name up in there. Hope you're having a great Sunday. If there's anything that you want to ask while I'm here, feel free to do so. I am literally just running a quick Riverside test. And part of the reason is because I believe that Riverside, given a lot of the capabilities that they're adding, could be a game changer. It could be, everybody says that, right? So overused, but it could be an all in one system. A couple of things that I'm finding to be really interesting is that they have the live streaming features that are starting to become more robust. Instead of having to go in and to add an RTMP URL each and every time for every single social, you can connect to all of them like you can with most other streaming platforms, such as Restream, Ecamm Live, StreamYard, etc. So that has made things a lot more simple. The other thing I know is that it allows you to do uploads of your video to Spotify or to Transistor. So if you're doing an audio podcast, you can literally take your live stream, you can do the live stream on YouTube, etc. And then you can go into Riverside, make any edits you want, and then instantly upload that over into your audio podcasting platform. So that is really simplistic. That helps you to really streamline your process. The other thing I know is that the ability to make edits looks very similar to me to the beginning stages of Descript. So you're able to go into the transcript and remove and edit words, which then convert into edits that are made for your video. So you can do all of this inside of the same platform. The other thing that it allows you to do is to clip. So I can see Riverside, if they're on the track that they seem to be on, it could be a real addition to your workflow. It can really kind of streamline a bunch of different tools down to one, which is awesome. So again, I'm running a test because the number one thing that I do is live stream. Good morning. I see another person that's joined us. Feel free to say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're from. If you're a recurring audience member and community member and family member, feel free to type in hashtag OG so I know you're here. But running a test for about maybe 5 minutes or so, and then I'll be disconnecting and deleting this probably in the next 15 minutes or so. So if you have something to ask where I can help support you in some way, feel free to do that. Okay. Now, I'll say a couple of things just for sake of time. I'll say a couple of things about what I'm looking at in terms of the dashboard. One thing that I noticed right before I went live in Riverside is that there is a functionality that allows you to add short video clips. So that was one thing I was seeing that previously that was missing, besides the fact that I couldn't just integrate easily into my YouTube channel. Now I can easily one-click the YouTube connection. So you connect once, then the next time you go live, you do not have to do it again, which previously you had to do with Riverside. What's up? Shout out from London. Okay. Good to see you, Big Kev's World. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm running a test, Big Kev. I'm just trying to see how Riverside could potentially become a single streaming platform plus editing platform plus converting to audio podcasting platform plus clips. Like there's a whole bunch of things. Okay, interested. I love it. So Clinton Cohen the third, interested in finding out more about Riverside. Me too. So they have asked me to test things out because I'm considering becoming an ambassador for them. But in order for me to do that, I don't support or recommend any tools without knowing for myself that they can work and understanding the use case and understanding the pros and cons. So that is the number one reason why I'm doing this test. No makeup, Sunday morning, chilling. So I didn't prepare anything in advance, but I wanted to see, like in real time, in real life, how this thing can work. One thing I did note, okay, there were a couple of concerns that I had initially a few months back, because we've been talking back and forth for several months now. So a few months back, my big concern was that I didn't want to have to, or have my community members have to come in and add an RTMP link every single time you wanted to go live. Nobody wants to do that. That's just too much work. Now you don't have to. Now you can connect like other streaming platforms. So LinkedIn, I've connected, even though I don't have it on right now. Facebook, I've connected, not on right now. YouTube, I've connected. That's what we're doing right now in this moment. There were some other options as well, but I wouldn't even play with those at this point since I'm just running the test. So you can stream, you can do multi-stream, so that's a plus. You can instantly after you finish your live stream, you have the ability to be able to edit the video. And when I say edit, I don't mean like YouTube style edit where you can only trim the ending and beginning. No, you can go in and do full edits similar to Descript. Now, I'm on a much more basic level than Descript capabilities, but you're able to go into edit, remove words, add words, do different kinds of things to make sure that your video is where you want it to be. And then you can even add media clips to the edit that you've made in Riverside. And then you're able to, like I said earlier, for those who are just joining, let me pop this up. But you're able to move that video that's edited into other spaces. Like you can export it so you can download your video to use it however you choose. Maybe even do it in a more robust editing system if you want to move the clips over there. You can upload it over to Spotify or Transistor for an audio podcast. And it clips and it creates show notes and it's doing a bunch of things. It even creates thumbnails. They're not great, but they're sufficient thumbnails. So to your point, Big, let me pop this up. Yeah. Okay, so that's not really StreamYard's issue with the YouTube numbers being low. That's not their issue. That could be something totally different. StreamYard has had a lot of success over the years. They've been around for a minute. The thing that I'm not really appreciative of at this point, once they made the sale twice, is that the community advantage that they had is probably dwindling a little bit. Because what they used to do is on Sundays, they would have this town hall, and that would be so much fun to see what new features are. And the founders were asking questions and asking for people's opinions about what was happening. Like, what do you want to see? And then they would implement based on what people were asking for. And it was just kind of a really supportive and encouraging environment. Nowadays, that's not so much there. And additionally, the quality of the resolution has always been an issue for me. So the resolution at the end, when you're getting the output from StreamYard, I haven't seen it to be super great. Restream, on the other hand, has great resolution. Ecamm, of course, is what I use primarily. Riverside, I'm testing right now, so I'll have to see after we're done with this. That's one of the things, one of the markers I'm looking at. But if I were to recommend moving forward, because I used to make StreamYard my go-to for newbies to live streaming, if I were to recommend a tool, my assumption based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe that Riverside could be my next recommendation for people who are new to streaming and people who want to do multiple things in one app. So you want to multi-stream in Riverside, you can do that. If you want to edit your video in Riverside, you can do that. Again, similar to Descript, you're using text-based editing. If you want to create short clips, the vertical clips that you can use as YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, etc., you can do that now in Riverside. If you want to move your video over into an audio podcast, you can do that from Riverside. You can also do really great guest recordings because they have a system where you can actually invite people into your space on Riverside, and then they're able to actually do a recorded video with you, which you can then again edit and do all those things I just talked about and have assets ready to go to promote your guest interview or podcast. So I'm really, really impressed right now with what I'm seeing with Riverside, and that's probably going to be my next referral app. That's probably going to be the one that I do promote more versus the ones I used to. Let me see what you got. Would you say that live stream's done on the short? Yeah. So big. This is an interesting conundrum. I'm going to give you my personal opinion, but then I'm going to tell you because I was just at VidSummit this past week. I'm going to share what I think I was hearing from them. So what I heard from the YouTube associates on the stage is that longer form content is making a comeback. And when they were asked, what do you mean by long form? What does that mean to YouTube? 20-minute plus videos are making a comeback. Now, in my mind, here's my personal perception, having done this for a bit. My personal perception about long versus short form is this. As a coach, because I'm a business coach first, I'm a marketing coach first before I do anything video or otherwise. I've been doing coaching for almost 20 years. I've been doing video for maybe about 4 or 5, seriously. So my thought for me is that longer form content draws people. If people are staying to watch your long form content, those are like true OGs. These are the people who are what I call your most valuable video viewer, your MV3. I do a whole class on who's your target audience for live streaming, since that's my specialty. So when people are looking at a 30-second, 15-second, 60-second short and they're scrolling through, typically their intention is, I just want to watch something and keep on swiping and move. Okay. And that doesn't necessarily equate to that's somebody who's going to watch and consume your 1 or 2-hour video or even your 30-minute video. It just it just doesn't always equate to that. What it does do, this is because of the niche I'm in, what shorts do is they allow you to, and I can go into a whole conversation about sales cycles and funnels and all that, but they, for the awareness stage of your sales funnel, where people are getting to know you, they don't know you at all, and you want the platform, the social algorithm to show your stuff to people who don't know you. I think it gets you that type of fleeting attention. And so it could be possible that you use it as a teaser. If any of you have a Sam's Club where you live, and I don't know because one's from London, one's from Florida. There's a third person I see here. I don't know where you're from. You can put it in the chat. But here in the US, we have something called Sam's Club. And what I remember, and this was pre pandemic, there was a person that was almost on every corner inside of this Sam's Club, which is like a giant grocery store slash supply store. And they would have these plates that had little teaser bites. And so what the intention was is as people were walking down the aisles, they would taste the teaser bite and then they'd say, "Ooh, this is really good." And then they go and buy the big giant bag of that item, that food item. I think initially that's what I thought shorts would do. I thought people viewing my shorts would be like, "Ooh, I like that teaser bite. I got some value from that one thing. So now I'm going to go and watch her 1 hour live stream." But for me personally, that hasn't been happening. So that's why I'm saying I think you're going to have to test and experiment for your channel because a lot of factors weigh in. What's the niche? What are you talking about? Who's your audience? Right? And what are their buying behaviors? What's their consumption behavior? Like how do they consume information? Because if they're just there to consume the shorts, then that means you can focus, if that's what you want to do, you can focus on creating a bunch of shorts that ultimately they can binge watch if they choose to. Getting into the suggested tab on the sidebar is going to make sense. Okay. Because that way you'll continue to get suggested. But if your intention is that you want people to truly be converted from a shorts viewer into your long form content, I can't give you a solid answer on whether or not that works for everyone. I don't think it does. I think what I've seen personally is that doing shorts, I'm not doing enough of them to make a difference. And so what's happening for me is that it's eating up some of my time because I don't get enough watch hours there. So when I go and look at metrics, my shorts are pulling up before my long form, and I want my long form to show up. I was talking with the folks at vidIQ the other day, and I told them, "Yes, you do have those? Okay." So you get what I'm talking about, the teaser bite thing. I was hoping. I was like, "Okay, okay, shorts, I see you. I think maybe you could be my teaser bite." But it wasn't working out like that. Okay, so Clinton said that's how he found out about me is shorts. Okay, Clinton, and you're actually hanging out here more than 60 seconds. So that's a positive sign in the right direction. I don't know. Clinton may have just proven me wrong. But I will say initially, and I don't know if there's a change in the way that YouTube is focusing on shorts, but what I will say is this: I feel like you have to experiment. What I learned at VidSummit, and I was supposed to be doing a live later on today, but I know there's some folks here, so I'm going to answer questions. That's all I'm doing. I'm testing Riverside. And if you all have questions or comments that you want to share, feel free to pop those in. Valencia, I have a cousin named Valencia. So welcome from Charlotte, North Carolina. I Here's what I'll say that I learned. Here's a couple of themes. I'll go ahead and share with you some of the themes that I wanted to talk about anyway, which I'll redo this later. But um, The number one thing, here's one theme. One theme that I learned at VidSummit is that there are different generations that are succeeding on YouTube. Okay, this is a fact. Let me put this. Go Brunch. Clinton, if you want to know more about Go Brunch, this week they have a world building tour. Unfortunately, because I am so booked up this week, I can't participate. I wrote a note to Richard and apologized. I wanted to participate. Maybe I can just share my rooms or something with him, and that way people can kind of tour it while in my absence. But I'll figure that out. Go Brunch is amazing. So they have that, and they also have a AppSumo is coming to their world building tour, and they're participating this week. So definitely check that out. Okay, themes from VidSummit. So when I say multi generations, I thought that it was really interesting that I saw kids under 14 there who had channels that had blown up, young people under 30, young people in their 20s making millions of dollars, having tons of success with, and I won't say everybody was making millions of dollars. So let me be real about that. But I will say that a lot of people were successfully growing their YouTube channels and doing very well for themselves. It doesn't belie the fact that it is work. Okay. I was seeing older people who were creating channels. And by the way, here's a theme that came up multiple times: connected TV. Here's why I think it's so multi generational and that YouTube is spanning across every generation. There's a possibility for you to be successful using this platform. One is that it gives you the ability to really create community. Two is that it also is an excellent search function. If you're thinking about trying to figure out how to do something, the first place you're going to go typically is going to be YouTube. Facts. But the connected TV theme was really interesting. What they said, and these are the people from YouTube, in addition to other speakers that were there at the VidSummit event, they were talking about connected TV, which means that people are watching YouTube even more so than they're watching Netflix on their TVs in their homes. So when I talk about this theme of multi-generational, think about it. If you've got your TV in your living room, everybody has a TV, just about, I think. If you're watching it wherever, anybody in the home can be walking by and can sit down and say, hey, that's interesting. I want to watch. So the connected TV thing is allowing folks to really be able to leverage YouTube in a whole different way. But one of the things that I was telling my community yesterday in our co working talk is that also means you need to up your game. So you don't want to come in janky and have bad resolution because that's not going to show up on a big widescreen TV. You want to make sure that your resolution is high quality. You want to make sure that what you put together, even if it's a plain white wall behind you, but that it doesn't distract people from the message that you're sharing. Now, yeah, I have a nice studio, but it's taken me time to build this thing up. So I'm not saying you need to go and do all that. What I am saying is you want to present yourself as the brand you want to express yourself to be, and you want to make sure you upscale your game such that when people watch your YouTube video, if they're watching it on a big TV, because here's the number. They said 69% of YouTube is watched on TV. That's a big number, y'all. That's a big number. They also said there are more repeat viewers. So people that are coming back to watch over and over again. Check this out. Valencia just confirmed. Hold up. Let me pop your comment up, Valencia, because I think that is interesting that you're saying that. You only watch YouTube on your TV. Yeah, let me see this big. I'm helping someone with a cooking channel. She puts a lot of time and her metrics are flipped by her doing live stream via phone and then tapping into the live stream on shorts. Yes. Yes, you got to test, and it's going to depend on your particular niche for sure, and the type of content and the length of the content and the value that people see your content to be for them. They said more 20-minute plus videos, so long form content is making a comeback. They said episodic content is good, episodes. So think about like when you're doing a video and you're leading to the next one, that's something to consider because that's um, really showing up well for people. It makes them want to consume the next video and the next video. And I'm working on a project right now for Stream Like a Boss TV along those lines. That's going to be, I'm just excited. That was an idea I got from attending VidSummit. They said make sure you use excellent thumbnails to stand out. That's a department where I haven't been as great. So I'm going to be outsourcing. If any of you know a great thumbnail editor that's not super pricey and over the top, let me know. But thumbnail editors probably are a thing if you're not great at creating thumbnails that get you clicks. They also said related shorts have been effective. Now, so when you're talking big about your person with the metrics, 45, that's awesome. Yeah. Shorts feed right now is pretty transient. You just don't know until you start doing it. And if you do shorts, you need to do them pretty consistently. If your focus is on building with shorts, you need to have a lot of them. Like it can't just be one here and there. I think your focus needs to be on creating a stir, like making sure you stay in the algorithm if you're going to be using shorts. And I'm considering that now that Clinton has told me that's how he found me. Maybe I need to think about that a little harder. Now, when you talk about shorts, the related shorts thing, let me explain that. So I do a live stream, like I mentioned, every week on Thursdays. And when I do this live stream, I have the ability to cut that thing down into short clips. So I use tools like Opus. I use Video AI, VIDYO AI. I use Minvo, MINVO. So I use those type of tools to convert my live stream quickly into short video clips that are capturing messages that are relevant in under 60 seconds. Okay. When you do that, what you can do inside of YouTube is you can then go and edit that video, the short, I'm talking about the short. So the 60-second clip, you can edit that 60-second clip. And when you go into edit on the sidebar, you're going to see related videos. And you can click that tab and connect that short back to your bigger, broader, longer video. So I can take those shorts that I've created in Opus, and now I can relate it to my longer form video, my live stream. They're saying from YouTube that that is a good thing. And even though previously people were kind of like, I don't think this is working or it matters much, they're saying it does. And if it's YouTube and they're saying it matters, I'm going to do more of that. Right? Why not? But I also think that there's value to creating separate individual shorts that may have nothing to do with your live stream. If you're going to be using shorts as a primary strategy, you should probably do that. You need to do some natural clips, meaning I'm just popping up on my phone, I'm talking, and there's no extra. But mix it up with the extras and with the edited versions of those clips. So I am also thinking that having a good outsource option for your editing could be a good idea because editing takes a lot of time, y'all. It does. So having a good thumbnail creator and a good editor could be excellent tools for your toolbox when it comes to your videos. That's something I took away from this event. There was a tip to come up with at least 10 ideas for your videos every day. A lot of them are going to be trash ideas. That's okay. But come up with, like, even if you're brainstorming and listing out, even if you're using ChatGPT or Claude or one of the AI tools, but come up with at least 10 ideas a day. vidIQ is great for that, by the way. But then go and vet them and see what's potentially something that can get clicks and get views. What's potentially something that people would actually be paying attention to based on what I want to be known as and who my audience is that I'm focusing on, because that can be golden for you. Yeah, if you have a lot of ideas, it means nothing if you haven't done anything with them. So come up with the ideas so that you have a track to run on, right? But then you got to run. Okay, folks, I didn't plan to be on here as long as I did. I, however, have had a good time watching your comments, connecting with you, and testing out Riverside. If Riverside is what I think it can be, if it can do all the things I'm seeing, yeah, I think that I am going to do more Riverside. I still love me some Ecamm, so trust, I'm Ecamm fam all day. But I can see Riverside being an excellent option, especially for the editing functionality, for being able to turn things into clips, for being able to turn it into an audio podcast, which is how moving forward I will begin to repurpose more effectively. Oh, thank you. The visual quality is on point. Yeah, look, Ecamm Ecamm is golden. I'm so glad I found that community. I'm so just thankful for what they do and what they put together. They're constantly adding new features and training people on how to use the app. One thing my community keeps asking me for is to do a program for them on using Ecamm the way I use it. There are many training academies and courses that I would recommend. So depending on what you do, who you're doing it for, and how you want to use Ecamm, I probably would refer you to one of those. But I also am in October going to be working with my community at Stream Bosses Academy to do a once a week co-working session where I'm going to just walk them through the how-tos and to really just hold their hand as they're learning Ecamm. So it's not going to be formal launches and all that stuff because again, other people have created that stuff, but I am going to be doing some hand holding in my academy. If you're interested and you need that help and want to be invited to the co-working days in October, just shoot me a note. You can send me a note. Let me see if I have my information up here. I can share that with you. You can go to streamlikeaboss.tv and you can find all my info. The other thing I'll do is I'll pop up my what's the best way? You can DM me anywhere on Video Coach Tanya. So if you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, here's another way for you to access me. Just Video Coach Tanya and send me a DM if you're interested, and I'll get you a link so you'll be able to connect with us there. Okay. Thank you for helping me test Riverside FM. And thank you for hanging out with me on a Sunday morning for a few minutes. And I hope I was able to share a few things. I do have more to share from the VidSummit conference. So I'll be doing that formally sometime this week, maybe or maybe not today, but sometime this week I'll be doing that. And then we have our live stream, of course, on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to come back and join if you want to hang out. And then you can see like my real production because today I'm just chilling. All right, folks. Thanks and have an amazing rest of the day. And I'll chat with you soon, sometime in the stream.